Making the most of the Psalms. Hello, I'm Malcolm Cox and welcome to the Sunday Sample, episode 49 for Corporate Worship Matters. And today we're talking about whether we're making the most of the Psalms when we come together to worship together. Our times of prayer, our times of singing, our times of just when we're together with one another to worship God. Are we making the most of the Psalms, all 150 of them? This is on my mind because, well, I'm studying the Psalms and I'm reading some books, and one of those books is by Tom Wright. It talks about singing and praying the Psalms. And this quote caught my eye this week. Let me read for you from this book. He says this: "By all means, write new songs. Each generation must do that. But to neglect the church's original hymn book is, to put it bluntly, crazy." So Tom Wright's saying we're a bit crazy if we neglect the Psalms. And I think he has a point. These writings have been used to inspire Christian worship for 2,000 years. And of course they were part of, and still are part of, Jewish worship for millennia as well. So do we make the most of them? Yes, they do inspire many of our modern worship songs, but what about using them pretty much as they are, rather than just mining them from an idea, the kernel of a thought, and developing that? And that's fine. What about using them as they are? Have you tried singing them as a congregation, reciting them as a congregation? We did that with Psalm 62 or Psalm 100 we did earlier this year. We did that as a congregation, something a bit different, something that's more common in other Christian traditions, but not so much in mine. Perhaps we're missing something there. There's so much of value in those old Psalms that are so rich, and that poetry has stood the test of time. Perhaps you need to vary the translation, but nonetheless, how about using the Psalms in your times of worship, whether it's a smaller gathering, a larger gathering, whether it's something that the worship team perform or recite, or an individual or a small group or the whole congregation are involved. Perhaps they're listening, perhaps they're speaking, participating. What do you think about this? Why do we not use the Psalms more? I think it's something to do with the fear of going into some kind of old dead tradition we're afraid of, or perhaps because some of the language is so poetic, it's a little bit distant for us. But then again, what about using the Message translation, which is a lot more contemporary? Have you tried the Psalms? Or if not, will you? Will you try them sometime soon in one of your upcoming worship services, your services of times of worship? I wonder if you could, and if you would do so, then let us know how that goes. So please let me know your thoughts on this. Why do we not use the Psalms more? Are we, as Tom Wright would say, a little crazy not to use them more? Please leave a comment anywhere you see or hear this recording. Leave it publicly so we can learn from one another, because we learn best when we learn in community. If you know someone who might benefit from this recording, please pass the link on to them. Hit the like button, the subscribe button, and let's spread the word. So thank you very much for your attention and watching and listening. I very much appreciate all the feedback. And until the next time, when you gather with all of your friends, with all the saints to worship our great God, I pray that the next time you do so, you will find it to be a wonderful time of corporate worship, worshiping the Lord with gladness, singing to Him some new songs, some old songs, and maybe some Psalms. Take care, and God bless.